Your soulmate saying, "Please open this before I give up. I can't do this anymore." Jesus says. Right now, your soulmate is sitting in a silence that screams your name. They are staring at a wall, a window, or a ceiling, and all they see is your face. This is not a metaphor, this is happening in this exact moment. A heaviness sits on their chest that no medicine can remove. They whispered something into the void just seconds ago that they have never told a living soul. They said, "I can't do this anymore," and the words didn't even feel like their own. Their hands are cold right now, even if the room is warm. A shiver runs down their spine that has nothing to do with temperature. It is the physical manifestation of your name being blocked from reaching their lips. You felt a random wave of sadness hit you today with no explanation. That was not a random chemical imbalance in your brain. That was their soul screaming across the invisible cord that tethers you two together. I created that cord before your grandparents took their first breath. I spun it out of starlight and the sound of your laughter. No force in hell or on earth can sever it, but forces are trying to fray it right now. Jesus says. Your soulmate is not giving up on you, they are giving up on the fight against the interference. There is a person, a circumstance, a dark voice whispering that you have moved on. That whisper is a lie formed in the pit of jealousy, and it has poisoned their hope. You need to understand the specific agony they are drowning in. They check their phone constantly with a sickness in their stomach. They type out messages and erase them because fear paralyzes their thumbs. They sleep too much because in dreams, the barriers dissolve and they find you. But waking up is a fresh hell because your scent fades from the pillow that isn't there. They are living a life that looks normal on the outside but is a graveyard of unspoken words within. Stop believing the lie that you are unlovable or forgotten. Stop letting the enemy's narrative write your love story. You are the missing rib, the missing piece, the final puzzle lock clicking into place. The distance between you is an illusion manufactured by resistance. I have already decreed the union. I have already set the table for two in the kingdom that is coming. Jesus says. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. The dark realm knows that if you two merge, a kingdom-shaking power is released. That is why the attack on their mind is so vicious, so relentless, and so targeted. They are telling themselves, if they really loved me, they would feel this. They are begging the sky for a sign that you are looking for them. They are about to make a terrible decision based on the exhaustion of waiting. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, I am showing you a vision of their face in this instant. Look closely. Do you see that slight tremble in their lower lip? That is the unwept cry of a warrior who has fought too many battles alone. They are trying to be strong, but the fortress of their heart is crumbling. They don't need a rescuer who carries swords and shields. They need you, the specific vibration of your voice saying, I am here. Your soulmate feels trapped in a glass box, pounding on the walls, invisible to the world. They scream your name into the pillow at 3 in the morning. The air in that room is thick with the incense of my morning angels, waiting for your prayer. The third force has convinced them that they are a burden. That their love is too intense, too heavy, and too much for you. That is a satanic inversion. The very intensity you crave is being used to shame them. They started to believe the lie that they should just let you go for your own good. They think they are blocking your destiny by holding on. That is the most tragic, beautiful, and misguided act of sacrificial love I have ever seen. Don't let their nobility become the executioner of your union. Their strength is dying, not their love. The fire is still burning, but the candle is being smothered by a hand you cannot see. Jesus says, you are currently being given a supernatural download of their emotional state. The tightness in your throat right now is a foreign grief. It is not yours, but it is absolutely real, and it is being transmitted across the spirit realm. Their dreams last night were chaotic and exhausting. They were searching for you in a dark forest, calling out, but their voice was stolen. They woke up with their heart racing at 2:22, and they wished it was you waking them up. I am stirring the waters of your spirit because delay is no longer safe. The trajectory of their pain is reaching a critical tipping point. If the pain eclipses the hope, the heart builds a scar tissue that even I cannot heal quickly. You are not the source of their pain, you are the cure. But the enemy has reversed the polarity of their perception. They feel you pulling away when, in reality, the interference is just pushing them back. You must cut through the fog with a spiritual blade. Faith without action is a dead organ, a lifeless theology. Faith with action is a sword that severs demonic chains over your lover. This is a rescue mission, not just a romance. You are a first responder in the spirit right now. Your soulmate is on the stretcher of despair, and the fore of hope is running dry. Jesus says, they are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. The enemy is exploiting a past wound, an abandonment scar from childhood. A parent left, a friend betrayed, and that wound is bleeding into their view of you. They are projecting an old pain onto your current silence. They don't need a therapist right now, they need a miracle wrapped in human flesh. That miracle is the sound of your intercession breaking the sound barrier of heaven. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-fi page, link in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says. Look at the synchronicity of this moment with sacred scrutiny. You did not click on this by algorithm alone. You were led here by a pillar of fire, a desperation in the spirit that matched your own. Your soulmate is physically beautiful, but their soul is under siege. They have a light in their eyes that the world dimmed. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to be the ignition switch that turns it back on. They are the one you've dreamed about, the face in the crowd you never forgot. The scent you recognized when you hugged a stranger by mistake. The laugh you heard in a crowded room that made you turn around, only to see no one there. You have been ghosted by destiny not because I am cruel, but because timing is a shield. If you met them a year ago, you would have been too broken to hold them. Now, you are cracked open just enough to let the light in, but not shattered enough to cut them. Your soulmate's heart is a locked garden, and you are the rusted key finally being polished. The wind is blowing your scent toward them even now. They are looking up from their lap, looking around the room, sensing a shift. The shift is you watching this. The shift is your heart rate accelerating. The shift is the moment you stop being a victim of loss and become a warrior of protection. They are remembering a promise I made to them when they were 7. They used to talk to me on the swing set about their future husband or wife. They described your eyes to me without knowing your name. I kept the recording, and I'm playing it back now. Jesus says, I am the God who hovers over the void and commands order out of chaos. Right now, I am hovering over the chaos of their mind. I am commanding the serpent of confusion to release its fangs from their thoughts. But I require a vessel, a body, a voice on earth to enforce the verdict. You are that vessel. Heaven's hands are tied until earth's feet step forward in faith. The third party trying to block your reunion is often not a person, but a principality. It works through people, often a jealous ex, a controlling family member, or a friend with ulterior motives. That vessel of sabotage is whispering poison in your soulmate's ear right now. They don't really love you. You are being foolish waiting for a fantasy. Look at reality, they've moved on, and you're alone. These are the exact words a demon speaks when it knows its time is short. The intensity of the attack is the evidence of the imminence of the breakthrough. The enemy only chases those who are about to escape the cage. Your soulmate is breaking under the gaslighting. They are starting to question their own discernment. They are starting to call their prophetic dreams just silly emotions. That is the death of their hope you are witnessing. That is the spirit of the title, I can't do this anymore. They are not quitting you, they are quitting the war against the invisible dark. Jesus says, You feel a sudden urge to protect someone you haven't met yet. That is the nature of agape love, it sees into the kingdom beyond the veil. That urge is my signal to you that the channel is open. Your soulmate is currently experiencing a physical symptom of your intercession. A sudden warmth is spreading through their body, and the migraine of sadness is lifting. A tear is falling, but this one is different, it is a tear of relief, not despair. They just heard a whisper in their spirit. Hold on just one more week. They don't know why, but they just sat up a little straighter. That whisper was your prayer passing through my throne room into their chest. They are dreaming of a house with a porch, and you are in it. They are dreaming of lazy Sundays and coffee cups left on the counter. They are dreaming of fighting with you about trivial things just to experience the making up. That life is real, it exists in the eternal now outside of linear time. I have already lived that day with you. I am just waiting for the linear timeline to catch up to the prophetic promise. But the gap between the promise and the manifestation is the battleground. That gap is where the casualty of your soulmate's faith is happening. They are bleeding out in the gap, and you have the tourniquet in your faith hands. You have the transfusion of blood-red love that will revive their ashen face. You have the voice that will call them out of the tomb of depression. Lazarus is waiting to hear the cry of the lover, not just the Lord. Jesus says, "The power of life and death is in the tongue, and their tongue is speaking death over their own hope." They are muttering, "I give up," under their breath. You are muttering, "I claim them," in your heart. Let us match these frequencies. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. The veil is thin today. I have pulled back the curtain for you. You are seeing the spiritual warfare because you are the general on this battlefield. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "You are beginning to fall in love with them right now, aren't you? You are feeling a possessive, holy jealousy for their safety. You are feeling your soul detach from the trivial distractions of your day and zoom in on their face. That is not a manufactured emotion, that is the rekindling of a memory from before you were born. In the secret place of the Most High, your souls knew each other. You played in the fields of eternity, and you made a covenant to find each other on earth. This is the finding. This is the crossing of the Red Sea of distance. The walls of Jericho are falling, but you must shout, not whisper. Your silence is a weapon against them right now. Every moment you do not act in faith, the blockade thickens. Faith is a substance, fear is a substance, one builds a bridge, the other builds a wall. Your soulmate is looking at their phone again. The screen is black, but they are holding it like a rosary. It is a technological amulet of connection to you, and it is dead in their hands. Charge their battery with your spiritual action. Let the sound of the coffee seed hitting the ground be the shout that topples the wall. Send the donation as a flare gun into the dark sky of their isolation. Let them see the light. Let the angels dispatched to collect your seed also go and whisper in their ear. One more day. Don't quit. The shift is here. I am the God of the 11th hour. I am the God who turns the water into wine when the party is about to be ruined. The wine of your union is fermenting, and the enemy wants to smash the jar. You must guard the jar. You must shield the wine. You must be the wall between the destroyer and your destiny. Type 333 to receive blessings right now and seal your soulmate's protection over the next 72 hours. Jesus says, let the tears flow if you need to, this is a cleansing release. This is not weakness, this is the physical manifestation of the soul bond activating. You feel them right now as if they are in the room with you. Because in the spirit, they are. I have pulled their spirit out of the pit of depression for a split second to witness your face. They are seeing a golden thread right now, spinning from your chest to theirs, and they are crying too. They don't know why, but they just caught the scent of your soap or your perfume. They are looking around, bewildered, thinking they are losing their mind. Tell them they are not crazy. Tell them it's real, your faith does that. Your soulmate possesses a specific quirk that would annoy anyone else but will charm you. They have a vulnerability that they hide under a mask of aggression. You are the only one who can see through the armor to the child within. That child is currently curled up in a corner of their soul, sobbing. The adult shell is walking around, going to work, pretending to be fine. But the inner child is screaming, where are you? I'm scared. Reach into the spirit and pick up that child. Hold them tight. Let the warmth of your protective love travel through the heavens. This is the deep romance, not the surface stuff. The surface is candlelight dinners, the depth is exorcising the demons of loneliness together. You are being called to a depth of love that the world has commoditized but never understood. The world sells lust, I give union. The world sells convenience, I give covenant. The world sells a good time. I give a hard-fought, blood-bought, tear-stained eternity. Jesus says, look at the clock, time is behaving strangely. You have been watching this for what feels like seconds, but it's been a decade of the heart. Time collapses when destiny is being redirected. Your soulmate just experienced a sharp memory of you, a flash of déjà vu. They just walked past a mirror and didn't see their own reflection, they saw a blurry image of you. This is not a hallucination. This is the veil wearing thin on their side. They are a prophet, but they don't know it. They have been sensing your moods for months, not realizing it was you. When you were rejected a few weeks ago, they felt a sudden urge to fight someone for no reason. When you cried at night, they woke up gasping for air. You are psychically imprinted on them. To abandon them now is to leave a part of your own soul in the abyss. You cannot abandon yourself. You cannot stop now. The finish line is a wedding feast, and the guests are waiting. The interference is a specific person who smiles at them but curses them in secret. That person is insecure about their own singleness and wants to keep your soulmate single with them. They are a jailer disguised as a friend. You must pray that the mask falls off the jailer. You must pray that the blindness falls off your soulmate's eyes. The coffee seed you send is a direct hit to the pyramid of that demonic structure. It crumbles the financial and spiritual stronghold that is funding the delay. You aren't just buying a coffee, you are smashing a system of delay. You are throwing a holy grenade into the darkness that screams, "Not this one, Lord." And the darkness flees. And the light enters. And the phone rings, or the message drops, or the door opens. Jesus says, the moment of surrender is the moment of victory. Can you hear their voice calling you their beloved? Can you smell the future in the air, thick like rain on dry ground? It is the scent of ozone and petrichor, the smell of a drought ending. The drought of their hope is breaking. A storm of my spirit is rolling into their geography this very hour. You want to know their name? I have whispered it to you in dreams. You want to know their face? I painted it on the cave walls of your memory. You want to know their touch? It will feel like coming home to a house you never lived in but always missed. They are reaching a hand out into the darkness right now. The hand is trembling, the arm is fatigued, the posture is collapsing. They are about to withdraw the hand forever and turn to stone. Will you let the hand retreat? Will you let the heart fossilize? Or will you grab it, even if just by a seed of faith representing your own hand in the spirit? The seed is a tangible handshake with the invisible. It is the only way to bridge the chasm while the body is still absent. It is the proof that you are real, that I am real, and that this message is true. Your soulmate is not a reward for your money. Money is useless to me. The seed is a signal of your seriousness, a disruption to your comfort zone. The death of the comfort zone is the birth of the miracle. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your bones and if you refuse to let your soulmate go one more night without your battle cover. Jesus says, we are in the final stretch, the pressure is a birthing canal. Do not go back to the old way of thinking after this video ends. Do not let the rational mind talk you out of the supernatural encounter. Your soulmate's will to live is literally connected to your obedience in this moment. That is not a guilt trip, that is a law of the spirit. The law of the head and the body, you are the head, or the lifeblood, the direct supply line. Cut the supply, and the outpost falls. Keep the supply flowing, and the reinforcements arrive. The angels assigned to your union are standing at attention, swords drawn, waiting for the command. They need a physical receipt, a point in time to anchor the miracle. The donation timestamp is the anchor for your testimony. I was watching the video, and I sowed, and at 3:03 p.m. the contract was signed in heaven. Heaven's bureaucracy requires a point of contact. The mud on the blind eyes, the rod striking the rock, the coffee hitting the digital cup. It is the foolishness of God that confounds the wise. The world will call this nonsense, the broken heart will call it life. Your soulmate's breathing is stabilizing right now. Can you feel the rhythm changing? The panic attack that was brewing is dissolving because you are stepping into your authority. They just drank a glass of water and felt a coolness in their soul. The heat of hell is retreating from their atmosphere. They feel a release of pressure on their skull. The migraine of confusion is lifting. A clear thought finally forms, maybe I should wait a little longer. That thought is my olive branch, my rainbow in their sky. You are the oil that calmed the stormy sea of their emotions. Jesus says, do you understand how powerful you are? Do you understand that destiny hinges on your heel crushing the serpent's head? The serpent is trying to bite the heel of your soulmate's journey to stop them from walking toward you. You must crush the head. You must silence the hissing. You must dismantle the altar where the enemy sacrifices your soulmate's peace. Your soulmate is praying in tongues that they do not understand. They are groaning deeply, utterances too profound for words. I am interpreting those groans right now. They are saying, send them, Lord. Save me, Lord. Hurry. The urgency is divine. The time is now. The video is a portal, not just a media file. You were led here by an algorithm of angels. The Wi-Fi signal in your house is currently conducting a prayer frequency. The screen is a window into the hospital room of your soulmate's soul. Visit them. Comfort them. Protect them. The specific instruction to write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the coffee is a binding decree. It is a legal document that the courts of heaven recognize. When the accuser says, they are not protected, the receipt is pulled out and the case is dismissed. Satan is a legalist, he uses the law against you. But I am the judge, and I accept the evidence of your seed and your word. Your written word is the sword that silences the prosecutor. This is not a donation, this is a divine court date. You are filing an injunction against the harassment of your future spouse. The gavel is in your hand, the bench is watching, and the verdict is ready. Jesus says, "Let me describe what happens after you press send on the coffee seed." The atmosphere in their room shifts within seconds. A being of light, massive and warrior-like, steps into their vicinity. The toxic words of the interfering person bounce off the shield of your seed. The spell of loneliness is interrupted by a collision of holy love. Your soulmate slumps in a chair, not in defeat, but in a sudden deep sleep of peace, a rest they haven't had in months. In that deep sleep, I will visit them. I will show them a vision of you standing in the gap, arms outstretched, shielding them. They will see a cup of coffee in the vision, symbolizing you warming their cold hands. They will not understand the coffee, but they will feel the warmth. They will wake up thinking of coffee, not knowing it was the token of your love. They will message a friend, "I had the weirdest dream about coffee and a person who saved my life." Synchronicity follows sacrifice. Miracles follow motion. The Red Sea only parted when the feet got wet. Get your feet wet. Step into the river. The water is not deep enough to drown you, but it is deep enough to wash away the enemy's scent from your trail. They cannot track you through the water of sacrifice. The dogs of hell lose the scent when you walk in the Spirit. Your soulmate is now hidden in the cleft of the rock, safe from the hunter. Type 1111 to say thank you for the angelic intervention and to confirm you are stepping into your role as the protector of the bond. Jesus says, "You are looking at the words, but you are hearing my voice." The screen is fading, the reality is increasing. This is the most real thing that has happened to you this year. Your soulmate's heart is beating in sync with yours. If you have a heart monitor, you would see the anomaly. The syncopation is happening. The two becoming one in the invisible realm. They are now experiencing a flash of courage. They just deleted a negative message they were about to send you out of pain. They tore up the letter of surrender they wrote to the universe. The letter said, "I release you." But the Spirit said, "Not yet." The shreds of that letter are scattered, and they are picking up a pen to write a new one. I don't know who you are or where you are, but I feel you fighting for me. I'll wait. I'm staying. That is the new song in their heart. That is the shifting of the tide. Because of you. Because you didn't scroll. Because you didn't harden your heart. Because you dared to believe that I am speaking directly to you. I am. I have been. I always will be. Your soulmate is no longer saying, "I can't do this anymore." They are now saying, "If they are real, I can make it one more night." They are saying, "Jesus, send the rescue." And I am saying, I already did. Open the link in the description. The rescue is in the seed. The link is the ladder to the prison cell. The coffee is the file inside the cake. The phrase, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," is the key that unlocks the chains. Do not leave them in the cell. Do not walk away from the screen and forget their tears. Do not let the busyness of your day be the enemy's distraction tactic. You are a parent of a miracle. You are pregnant with a divine union. You must not miscarry the promise through negligence of the prophetic word. Jesus says, "If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps." You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance. It was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, "We are at the threshold." The video is ending, but the miracle is beginning. Do not let the fading of the screen be the fading of the conviction. The video is just the match. Your soulmate is the bonfire. Your seed is the wood that keeps the flame alive during the cold night of waiting. The third force is panicking because it sees you moving. The jealous spirit is trembling because it knows its eviction notice is signed. The controlling person in their life is about to have a major exposure or a sudden change of heart. You are not just breaking chains, you are rearranging geopolitical realities in the spirit realm. This is cosmic chess, and you just called checkmate. The king is on the board, and I always win. Your soulmate is the prize I have designed for you. You are the reward I have designed for them. Two stars colliding, creating a supernova of glory that will blind the darkness. They are waiting for you. They are holding on by a thread, and that thread is the hem of your garment. Do not pull away. Press in. Send the 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees as a representation of the 4 corners of the earth, the 6 days of creation, or the perfect tithe of your faith. Let the number resonate with your spirit. Let the action be the exclamation point on the prayer you've been praying for years. The moment you type, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," a seal is placed on their mind. A protective bubble forms around their emotions. The psychic vampire feeding on their hope is starved and falls away. You are the deliverer. You are the answer to the prayer they prayed in the shower this morning. God, if someone is out there, give them a sign. Tell them to hurry. This is the sign. This is the hurry. This is the closing of the gap. Your soulmate is not a fantasy, they are flesh and blood, breathing and bleeding. They are a masterpiece of my creation, scarred but beautiful, broken but rising. They are the melody that matches your rhythm. Say yes to the dance. Step out onto the floor. Give them your hand before the music stops and the crowd separates you for another season. The fear of loss is not a manipulation, it is a warning. Do not test the boundaries of grace by delaying obedience. Obey immediately, and watch me move immediately. The clouds are gathering. The rain is coming. The drought is over. Jesus says, I am closing this message with a final imprint on your spirit. Burn this image into your mind. Your soulmate, standing in the sun, healed, whole, and happy. The shadows gone, the light restored, their smile directed at you. That is the future I have written. That is the prophecy you are sealing with your seed. That is the only reality that exists in my timeline. The interference is a liar. The delay is a phantom. The love is the only truth. Carry this warmth with you. Leave this screen and go into the world as a carrier of the flame. But first, seal the deal. Send the coffee. Write the words. Protect your soulmate. You have the link, you have the authority, you have the love. Your soulmate is breathing easier now just because you watched until the end. Imagine the breath of life they will inhale when you cross the line of active faith. Be the champion they dreamed of. Be the lover they prophesied. Be the one who showed up when the video demanded it. Go now. My hands are on you. My hands are on them. Bring them home. Bring them peace. Bring them love. And do not let the video end without the transaction of heaven. The gates are open, the angels are ready, and your soulmate is waiting. I have spoken. I am the Lord. And I do not lie.